Brigitte Coles is probably one of the kindest people I've ever met. She really has a heart for everybody.
From her listening skills to energy to empathy to being an articulator of thoughts and feelings that people can understand.
She's like just a genuinely good human being, and it's an honor to know someone like that. It's not something they were trained into being or taught how to be, it's just who she is.
Bridget's one of those 1 in a million people. She should be celebrated by this community, hands down.
The one guiding principle that I've always looked at, and especially the co-founders of We Act, we've always looked at leading with love and compassion. We firmly believe that in order to have a strong community, you've got to have love for that community. So that's the guiding principle we've always used. And with that, we've been able to help a lot of people and do a lot of community collaborations with it. Wherever there's a need, we want to be there.
We came together and we just said, well, what can we do to help the community? And we just wanted to simply act. Like, we just wanted to do something. So that's how we came up with the name We Act. Our mission statement is to help whenever we can, wherever we can, with peace, love, and understanding. I love watching her work on building relationships. You know, she immediately has a relationship with people, but then she wants those people to have relationships with other people. So things like working with the community and law enforcement and trying to bring them together and make sure that those relationships are tight so that when folks have an issue, they are comfortable calling for help.
You know, it was easy for us from the police department. Once you start sitting down and you start talking with Brigitte, she just oozes genuine caring for other people. And because of all the efforts that the community put together, and really a large part of that driven by Brigitte's willingness and being so brave to reach out and try to, you know, suck the police department in to go, hey, you know, I want to be a partner with you. So we were really seeing other communities battling with their, you know, police departments battling with their communities at odds, but that wasn't Mansfield. We were the exact opposite. As everyone else was having all this conflict, we were actually having great conversations coming together.
I think that when you think of Richland County, you think of the community, the first person you're going to think of as far as having a servant's heart is going to be Brigitte Coles. She just oozes servitude. She wants to help everybody. I think with Brigitte, the main thing for me is just knowing that she cares. And again, it does not matter what the issue. She absolutely, truly cares about people and loves people. That's kind of rare these days.
So much of what she's done and is appreciated for, she did as a volunteer, not anybody paying for her time and energy.
She has dedicated her life to this community, to singing its praises. She really is the catalyst for a whole lot of things that happen. She'll get something started. She's always that spark that gets people going. And I think that her connections to people, she's constantly connecting people. I think that's a huge strength of hers, and we always look for that when collaborating on things. But I think it comes from a very human part of her and not necessarily like so many of us, we work for organizations, but this is just who Brigitte is.
She's so action-oriented in everything that she does that a health challenge or any kind of challenge is not going to get in the way, or she has not let get in the way of anything that has special meaning for her.
When I was on television, and you would interview people and they would talk about, oh, I went through a battle with cancer. And you'd look at the strength that they had, and you're like, well, I wonder how they were able to get through that. And then it happens to you, and you're saying, oh my, I don't know if I'm going to be able to really to do this.
The way that she took on her health is really to be admired.
I think she's one of the strongest people I've ever seen, because throughout that entire ordeal, her spirit was so strong, and she was so grateful that people called her and so grateful that people gave to her. And I was like, what else do you think we would do?
My faith got me through everything. My family, but most importantly, the community, because so many people called and they prayed, they sent positive messages. And hearing all that just really helped and encourage me, inspire me, say, you know what, you got to keep pushing. You've got so much more that you have to do. I truly believe that God gave me a second chance, and I'm so grateful for it. And with that second chance, I'm just going to continue to give back everything that's been given to me. So everything that I look at now, I'm always looking at what's the benefit of that? How is that going to be a blessing to someone else?
Just to watch her go through that, she really is a very brave woman.
I believe that you have two choices in life. You can choose to go through life, or you can choose to grow through life. And Bridget grows. It doesn't matter what she's experiencing. When it's her own health issues, she just continues to grow, and it gives her just that much more empathy for other people. You know, she reaches out and she sees somebody in need, whether it's a physical need, emotional need, whatever it is, a spiritual need, she's there.
When people talk about having things that happen to them that change their life, literally it changed my soul, because at that time, I really didn't know if I was going to make it. I really didn't. So I had to think about what's going to happen. And if you do live, what do you want to do?
She transcended those particular challenges and continued to participate very, very actively in a number of issues that were very significant to her.
The more she gives, it seems like the more she's energized. The love that she puts out, she gets back tenfold from all of us. The whole community loves her.
The work that she does and has been doing is not easy. You know, I really see her just as a friend of the community.
You know, I don't think of myself as a community leader. I think of myself as a community servant to serve this community. I hope that when people think of me, they think of someone that listened to them, cared about them, and loved unconditionally.
I think she'll be remembered as a servant, as just somebody with a servant's heart. She'll be the face of Mansfield, the face of Richland County for many years to come.
I think the one thing I've found out, especially growing up here and just looking at this community, we have more in common than we realize. We're not that different. We all have the same struggles, same joys and pains. But if we could just come together, oh my goodness, what great things that we could do in this community.